Hello, everybody, and welcome to the MCA Sales Formula web class. If you guys missed this, this is new content for you specifically. I know that we had this web class not too long ago, but there was a few that asked for this again. So here we are one more time with the MCA Sales Formula free web class. And today we're going to be making sales by working smarter, not harder. I'm going to teach you everything that you need to know about the web class. I want to get you guys pulled up on the cell phone here for any live comments or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and get the link open here, and we are going to jump straight into it. Now, if you stick with me until the end of this video, I do have some free content for you guys to take home right now, immediately, straight from your computer. I'll send you guys the link to get over there, or you guys can message me in Messenger, however that works best for you. But for right now, I just want to talk about, all of the support that I've gotten so far with MCA and all of my MCA members. I do appreciate you guys. And I know that we're having some struggles right now with my econ and MCA dropping commissions and all of that good stuff, but it's okay because now all we have to do is work a little bit harder. And the way to work harder is work smarter, right? So take notes on this for better results because I know that you guys are going to want to retain a lot of this knowledge. This is going to work well for a lot of people. And what I want you to what I want you to know is that this is specifically for my MCA members that have struggles with making sales, okay? So basically, I want to show you what you're missing and I want to show you how to fix that problem. Okay. So I want to start by introducing myself in case you've never met me. My name is Colin Rowe, of course, and I'm a fellow business owner and entrepreneur. I've been an MCA for a while now, and I also do training. This is one of my students here, Janika Williamson, and she says, I can't believe how I've been missing these three steps my whole entire career. And honestly, it's realistic because most entrepreneurs do miss these steps. And that's why, 90% of businesses fail. Believe it or not, that's real statistics. And it's only because they're missing their sales formula or they don't have their strategy, whatever the case may be. I'm here to help you out with that problem. I'm here to basically shed some light on that problem, fix it for you real quick. And I've also been invited to the British Expo, the British Excel business show in 2018. It's going to be November 13th through the 15th, and I'm so excited about that. Absolutely humbled to be able to be there. But that's a little background on me, okay? And without, further ado, let's jump straight into the webinar. So, my goal today is to give you the correct formula to apply for yourself and start making success with MCA just as well as your fellow earners. So I know a lot of people, I've had a lot of questions basically um for everybody who has um asked the question, how do I make more sales or what am I doing wrong? That's a huge question that I get a lot with MCA members is what am I doing wrong in the online community? And the thing is, you're not doing anything wrong. There's just a few things that you have to add into your sequence in order to start, doing it efficiently. Basically, when you're marketing efficiently, your sales will come efficiently, and it's easier to make sales when you market efficiently. So, basically, these are the struggles that most entrepreneurs face. Okay. And number one is capturing lead info. Now, this is something that most people miss almost all the time. They never capture the info of the client so that you can follow back up with them later on. And the thing is, if you're not following up with your clients, then you're losing your clients. Okay. Number two is content control. So, content control is one of those factors that has to happen in order for business to be conducted. Because if you're not, basically, you're losing your clients, you're showing them all of the information that they may not need to know, or they're getting lost inside of their information and they're not really getting the whole point or the concept of your content. Okay. So you don't want to give them too much content at the beginning. And then credibility. Credibility is something that most people fail with. And the thing is, credibility is one of those major factors. Like I said, it's basically it makes or breaks the client whether they want to purchase from you or not. And then your posture. Your posture is huge because you have to have posture in order to make sales. You have to have posture in order for the client's perspective to be on you at all times. So always keep that in mind, as well as retargeting, like I said, with capturing lead info. Now, this is the most important step in business that most business owners miss. Okay. So we're going to jump into, okay, these are the most important steps, and we're going to jump into information capture and why it is necessary. Okay. So basically, information capture allows us to monetize leads and convert them into an audience. Now, what I mean by monetizing leads is bringing them all back to one destination, kind of like this address book over here. We bring them into one destination, we put them in what's called a mailing list. And having a mailing list means audience monitoring, okay, or watching and comparing statistics, our audience in our audience to determine who is interested. So basically you're watching um who's inside the audience, what this person likes, you can basically see the statistics and data. You can watch, back and forth how many emails you sent or how many, messenger requests that you sent and how many people actually interacted. And then you can also look at the types of people that interact with different types of posts. So you can see what's working, what's not, and it really helps you with your audience base. And you can start to, put all the pieces together to band together your perfect audience and start getting interactions every single time that eventually convert into leads. And then number two is secures the contact. Okay. And what I mean by secures the contact is that it actually, makes for an ability to contact the client later on in the future. So basically that client is always there. They can always be contacted due to this mailing list, and they're always at our disposal. So we can always go back and check out what, the client's doing. We can always go back and, resend to that client. We've got them there all the time. So they're basically in our domain rather than being on social media or being somewhere where we can't really control them, right? And number three is simultaneous communication. So this allows us to broadcast mass messages to an entire group of contacts. And I mean like everybody. Okay. So you can send one message just by the click of a button. You can send one message to 30,000 different people if you wanted to. If your mailing list was that large, that is how monetization works. And you always want to have your business monetized so that you're winning, compared to having different basically address books or manual labor, having to go in and actually manually follow up with clients and manually write them down and get them information. And the thing is, whenever you're using information capture and you're getting people's information, you have to understand that there has to be an incentive. If there's no incentive, this person's wondering, why do you need my information, right? It's easier to ask somebody for their information in exchange for something, in exchange for some content, in exchange for maybe a webinar, or in exchange for, some sort of information or detail based content. Okay. So basically, if you go out and you're asking people, hey, can I get your email address or can I get your phone number? They're like, why do you need my phone number? Right. But if you go out and you say, hey, I have this content over here, all you have to do is register. And if you register, then we'll give you this and that and this and that. Well, then they're going to register with you. And now they're going to get that content completely free just by adding their mailing address. So that's something that helps out. Now we're going to talk about content control. So, content control is regulating the information to direct the behavior of the client. Okay. Now, the reality of content control, most people take this to an unrealistic extent. They always think that you're literally controlling the content that the client sees, which you are. Okay. But they take it to the unrealistic extent of actually, sending the client the information. And that's not what it's meant. Okay. What is meant, first of all, the client makes decisions based off of the appeal of the content. So what is meant is the fact that your content has to be appealing. Okay, that's part of content control. Now, whenever you're thinking about content control, you also have to think about the different types of clients because every type or every client's different, right? Every person's different. We all feel differently. We all think differently. So, whenever you're thinking of client-based appeal, you're thinking at a mass scale, a common appeal of your content. So you always want your content to be pristine, you want it to be precise, and you want it to basically intrigue the every client that sees it, right? So you never want to, put out, I'm not going to say that you don't want to put out bad or unappealing content because really it all boils down to the value, honestly. I can send a good advertisement will do worse marketed to without value. Okay. Marketed to the wrong audience without value as compared to a terrible advertisement or an unappealing advertisement will do better off, honestly, if you have the right audience and the right value. Okay. So nobody does anything without value. There has to be some sort of trust factor. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. But you always have to have precise content. Number two is we risk overwhelming a client by revealing too much information at one time. So that happens a lot. If we send them to websites or if we send them to, maybe another link that has all of our information, you know, filtered right there in front of them, then they're able to click off or go to somewhere that we don't really need them to be, right? So we don't want to put any links in front of them. We don't want to show them any different pages. We want to keep them on track. We don't want to overwhelm them, okay? So putting too much information in front of them, like a website, or putting too much info in front of them, like maybe an info flyer, right? That just has all of this information and you're just ranting on and on and on and on. The thing is, clients get discouraged very quickly, very easily. And by overwhelming them with content and revealing too much info, you're really hurting yourself because this client basically you've left no room for curiosity. The client's already discouraged because they see that this is all you have to offer. There's nothing left for them to learn. There's nothing left for them to, be curious about basically. And basically they're turned off. Okay? So we don't want to do that. And then it's also simple to distract the client with options. So, like we were talking about with the website, if you send them somewhere they can easily scroll to different options or easily find different content that they don't even need to see, okay, in order to make a sale, maybe they need to see it later on, but we need to control what they're seeing right now. Okay. So you always want to keep it as simple as possible. You want to keep it as refined as possible. And you want to keep all of your clients in, like we said, in one place. Okay. And you want that one place to have very simplistic, interaction. Okay. So that there's not too much going on and there's always room for the client to learn more. Okay. The attention span of a client is always decided by the content that they receive in the first 2 minutes. Now, I do understand that it's the first 8 seconds. But after that first 8 seconds, you have 2 more minutes to keep this client attended. Okay. So if their attentiveness is left by that first 2 minutes, you've probably lost that client for the rest of their life, believe it or not. So the client basically chooses you based off of how you make them feel in the first 2 minutes. So if you're on the client's, you know, if you're on their trust list, basically, okay. So clients have this energy based trust list. That's what we'll call it, and they have a whole bunch of brands on that list. Okay, like maybe you trust Walmart. Okay, so you'll recommend Walmart to somebody, or you trust McDonald's, or you trust whatever the case may be. You're always going to recommend them over any other brand, and it's because they gained your attention in the beginning. Now, had they faulted your attention in the beginning, you would never have that trust for that uh, brand. So you would be sending people other places. You would recommend other products. And the thing is, getting people to recommend you is one of the major factors in business. And that's why content control is perfect for that. Okay. So you always want to keep their attention. You want to build that trust with them within the first 2 minutes. And you want to refine all of that content down that they see so they're not overwhelmed or distracted, and we keep the appeal and the content control perfect. And then we are also, like I said, able to refine the info on the first impression. So basically, we can gather the most important info that a person could possibly need to know about our brand, and we can put it all in one place. That way, that there's no real fault, like we said, in the information that they're seeing, and they're able to see everything that they need to know at the beginning. So we don't really want to push an agenda that doesn't exist, or push an agenda that is misleading at all. So we want to bring all of the content. We want to make sure we know exactly what we're talking about right there on the front page, and just broadcast to the whole audience rather than having to send to every single individual person, which is why content control, like I said, is perfect for business. So this is the difference between deflecting somebody from your business or from your website and having somebody wanting to learn more, right? Tearing the walls down to learn more about your business. And that is where your content control comes in, because we have to leave them curious. We have to have control over what the client sees in order to refine the information, to keep their attention span, make sure that they don't get distracted. We have to make sure they're not overwhelmed, right? And we also have to make sure it's our duty as a brand to make sure of all of these things. The client is trusting us whenever we click on that link to show them something valuable. And if we don't control that content and refine all of the value down into one specific place or one specific length of time, which is your 2 minute span, then you've lost that client and they don't trust you as a brand anymore. So you don't want that to happen. You always want to control your content. And that's content control. Let's talk about credibility. Okay. Credibility is the trust factor of a business. Now, believe it or not, most businesses in 2018 right now are not trusted. And that's not just MCA. Okay. It's most businesses across the world. And it's because of lack of credibility. We are living in an internet age. We have eliminated, okay, with doing online business, we've eliminated the factor of face-to-face speaking. So whenever you're talking to a lead, you've already eliminated the meeting process. So now this person, basically, they can't see your energy, they can't see who you are, and they have no real trust factor of you. So you have to prove to them before you talk to them. Basically, you have to have all of this proof backing you up before you go into conversation with this client. And believe it or not, this is one of the make or break factors in your business. And having the resource and infrastructure to properly approach a client is crucial in gaining their trust. Okay, so let's talk about this. People only purchase from brands that they like and they trust, and that's a proven fact. As a matter of fact, there's a statistic that proves there are, I think, 87 or 90% of all Americans, okay, and I'm sure that this is everywhere, buy based off of their family members or their friends. So if they have recommendation from their family members or friends or somebody who they trust, they're more likely to buy, which makes sense, right? So basically, if my brother walks in, okay, and he has a new iPhone 10, okay, and I ask him, hey, how's that iPhone working for you? And he's like, oh, it works great, blah blah blah. You should really get you one. The chances of me purchasing one are very high because I trust him. Okay. So they only buy from brands that they like and they trust. So if their friends and their family trust you as well, then it's more easy, or I'm sorry, it's easier to go in and get the credibility, okay, to that person. So basically, the contents of credibility is having value that validates your claim. This is how you build trust with clients, by having that value, by showing them everything that you're saying is genuine and true. And the real way of doing that is having that infrastructure. Okay, having that backup, saying, here, go to this link and check this out. Okay, instead of saying, hey, here's a flyer, right? Because anybody can get flyers, right? Anybody can get. I was actually, you think about it, people get approached by scammers all the time, and you never really know the difference between a scammer or, a genuine person. And it's because of credibility. And you don't really want the client to feel like you're scammy at all. Because if there's any type of doubt or any type of disorientation, the client will be turned off and they will click off. Okay. That's one of the major things. So we want to always validate our claim so that there's no, like I said, disorientation, thinking that we may be a scam, or there's a possibility that we are not validating what we're saying. Okay. So we always want to have that infrastructure, always have the resource to say, hey, go here, check this out, and watch this quick video or watch this webinar, and I show you exactly what I mean, right? That's credibility. Details that help you or help your client comprehend the message. So basically, if I come to you and I say, hey, this is how this works, you're going to say, well, do you have any more information on that? Well, yes, I do. And most likely, most entrepreneurs, believe it or not, they're going to start writing a whole entire book right there. So, yeah, do you have any more info on this? Yes, my info is this, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's not credible. Okay, that's just you speaking. Anybody can talk, right? Anybody can say whatever they want. So we don't want the client to feel that way. Okay, we want the client to feel like we're genuine. So whenever they say, hey, do you have more info? And we say, yeah, here's the link. Go check this out. First of all, that clicks for them. They're like, yes, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. Here's the link. Okay. And then they go in and check it out. And that's where the content control comes in. And now we're designing credibility through infrastructure, resource, and content control. And you see how all the factors play in together to actually break down for the client exactly what they need to know about the business or about the brand. So this works well with MCA if you're using multiple different aspects. Basically, I know that there was an affiliate side at one point, and I know that they're dropping commissions down to $35. So I mean, the affiliate side is still going until August 12th, but there used to be two aspects that people promoted heavily, and that was the benefits or the affiliate side, the opportunity. And it was hard to validate the claim whenever it came down to the opportunity, because people were asking, so much information. They would ask, is this definitely going to work for me? Am I definitely going to make money? And the answer was never always there, as opposed to having credibility or the resource and infrastructure to prove that that was possible or prove that it was there. That's why most people you see nowadays are flashing their cash, right? Because that's their idea of credibility. They're, pushing or promoting a back office, which is showing the bank account or proof or validating the claim. And the thing is, when you're doing that, you're kind of taking away from your business. Whenever you're promoting with money or promoting with your back office, you kind of look, and we'll talk about this in a second, you kind of look desperate. Okay. And I'll tell you exactly why. So I'll validate my claim to, promote my credibility on that statement. So let me show you. But first, having the content that is exclusive to your brand. Okay. Now, this is one of those major factors again, because having content that's exclusive to you specifically, that means that they can't get this content anywhere else. So nobody else is giving them this content. They have to come to you for it, right? And that's great. That's monetization at its finest. If we have a video or certain types of content or some kind of article that you can't get anywhere else, you have to come to me to purchase this, or you have to come to me to get this information. That's whenever I have you as an audience member or a client. And whenever you're monetized, I can follow you back up with that information and you'll be ready to view it again. Okay. So that's one of the best, right, of content credibility. So you have to keep that there, that content that's exclusive to your brand. You have to keep that there at the top with everything else, and make sure that you have content that nobody else has, or content that's specific to you. The importance of having credit, okay? The importance of having credit opens a client up to persuasion. Now, this is a factor that is going to once again make or break whether your client basically purchases or not. Because if you close that client up, okay, if you close their mind and they're not persuadable anymore, okay, you've lost that client. Okay, there's no way to gain that client back or gain their trust back once you've lost it the first time. So if you don't have credibility and you close this client up, then they no longer care or have any desire for your product. So you have to keep them open to a persuasion by using credibility and having those resources and infrastructure, and don't make yourself look like you're desperate. Okay. Number two is eliminating doubtfulness. So, like we said before, if you have doubtfulness, okay, and everybody doubts a brand, that's the thing. Everybody has their doubts, and there's no way to get rid of them. There's anxiety, there's the feeling that this may not work, or whatever the case may be. You have to eliminate that doubtfulness with credibility every single time, and then it assures the client that the offer is legitimate. Excuse me. So that is something that has to happen. The client has to know that you're legit. If you're not proving to the client that this is a legitimate offer, if you don't have the credibility to back up your legitimacy, then basically your client doesn't care again. So once again, we see that factor of the client not caring, and the trust factor of business is how you contradict that. That's how you inflict the purchase, okay? Rather than having the client going somewhere else or researching something else, because that happens to us a lot, and they go and they join some top earner because this top earner has more information or better credibility, better resource, and better infrastructure than we do. And we don't want to lose clients like that. That's a number one no, right? So that's credibility, and that's how credibility works and how it works for your business, okay? So if you're not taking any of these steps, start taking these steps, because this is the trust factor of business. This is how people decide whether they make a purchase from you or not. You always have to have that research or resource and infrastructure backing you up, okay? You have to have credibility, content credibility especially. So now let's talk about posture. Posture is your status in relation to the client's position. So basically, you have a posture with your client, and the approach that you use to present to your client is the key factor in your posture. Also, the way that your client perceives you determines whether they need you. So let's talk about this for a second. If your status in relation to your client's position. Now, what that means is basically having a difference in brand, or a definition or distinction is a better word, a distinction between brand and client. If this client starts to feel Like you have something that they don't have that they want. Okay. That's whenever you make sales. Whenever you give solutions or you fulfill passions, that's whenever you make sales. Now the whole entire world revolves around sales. Whether you think about it or not, you're always at either you're on one side of it making sales or you're on the other side purchasing. But either way, there has to sales have to take place, okay? So whenever you come to a client, and this is credibility and it's content control, it's everything in a nutshell, keeping your posture. Whenever you come to a client, your status, okay, and what I mean by status is your level compared to the client's level, compared to their position. So what they think of you, how they perceive you, and whether they think you're legitimate or not, basically. So are you 10 foot tall to your client, or are you a million feet tall to your client? Do you have something that they can't live without, or do you have something that they would rather not hear about? Okay. So that helps with finding interest, right? And saying less to more people, but we're going to talk about that in just a second. So here's some misconceptions that I want to kind of commend before we get started with talking about posture any further, because this happens so much and I just want to shed some light on the situation. Basically, I want to show you guys that it's possible, that there is possibility to keep posture even whenever you're selling something that's saturated, or selling something that may not feel like it has any type of outcome. You can sell ink pens, you can sell pencils on the internet to the right person with the right posture, okay, and the right infrastructure and credibility and blah blah blah, right? But you have to have these steps. This is the sales formula to online marketing. So, some misconceptions. Number one, what you have is greater than what you need. The misconception for this is the fact that people think what the client has, which is money, and in this case, it would be $80 commissions, or in the case of August 12th, it's going to be $35 commissions, but that's okay because we're going to be able to work smarter, right? So all we have to do is hustle just a little bit more. But the misconception is the fact that people always feel, or entrepreneurs always feel, like that money is more valuable than what they have. And the thing is, it's not. What you have is greater than what they have. That money is depletable. It it deplenishes, right? So if you have cash, it doesn't last. But right now you have a product that you can duplicate sales from. Okay. So you have something greater than what that client has. And you have to always keep that feeling about you. You have to always keep that mindset that what you have is greater than what the client has. Okay. And if you have that mindset, then you have posture, because basically you're not looking for the client's opinion. Okay. You're not looking for the client's idea, or, you know, shedding their opinion basically on the topic. You're looking for somebody interested in your product. And if you don't find that interest right away, you leave that situation alone. Okay. Number two is speaking less to more people. And this is what I was talking about. Okay. Speaking less to more people is the number one way to find interest quickly. And the thing about it is, you cannot create interest. Okay. You have to find interest. So, speaking less to more people is your way of finding interest and keeping your posture. I can't stress this enough. You have to have posture in your business. So it's easier to say a few words to somebody targeting a problem, asking them a simple question, okay, as opposed to giving them some information in the beginning and getting rejected. Okay. So it's a little bit easier to say, hey, do you have a problem with this? And them say yes or no. And if they say no, obviously they don't need your product. If they say, yes, I do have that problem, then they do need your product. And now you have full control of that situation. You don't have to beg anybody. You don't have to convince anybody. There's no further result than the client making a purchase at that point, right? So you found that interest. And then number three, there are more leads to come. The basic misconception with this is everybody thinks that they've skimmed the top of the water and they've gotten everybody off of the off the top of the water, and now there's no one left, to sell to, or there's nobody left, there's no leads left out there in the world. The thing is that there's 3 billion people on Facebook. Okay? And the problem, or the misconception with that is most people feel like there's only a few of those people purchasing their product, and the thing is all 3 billion of those people are potential customers. Okay, you just have to reach them, that's all. And the thing is, people basically back themselves into a corner whenever they're promoting on their wall and stuff like that, which makes them look desperate. And that's hard. That's a really hard factor to get away from because it seems right. Okay. It seems like that's what we should be doing because we're on Facebook. But the thing is, we don't use Facebook to sell products. We use Facebook to be social. And I talk about that in one of my other videos. If you guys want that information, go ahead and drop that in the comments right now. Hashtag training. And I will send that video over to you almost immediately, or I'll leave it down in the description maybe for this video as soon as I'm finished. But other than that, there are more leads to come. Okay. So number 4, you have to understand that no doesn't always mean no. It just means not right now. Okay. So no meaning not right now. So if I come to a client and I say, hey, would you like to buy this roadside assistance package? Right? Which is something that you should never do. But just as an example, hey, would you like to buy this roadside assistance package? It gives you this and this and that. And the client says, no, thanks. I'm good. The thing is, somewhere in the future, something is going to happen, and that client's life or that client's idea or opinion on your product is going to change. So this is why we have our audience backed up, because eventually that client will need something from you eventually. Right? So we always have that client backed up in our address book, ready to contact at any time. So whenever we feel it's necessary, we contact them and they're able to give us further opinion or further, demand or idea on the product. And now we can start to persuade them a little bit more. And then if they don't purchase right then, of course, we follow them up later. So no doesn't always mean no. It just means not right now. Like I said, something is going to change in their life, and we want to be there for that change. Okay. So why have posture? The reason for having posture in business, and this is, posture is whether or not your client looks at you legitimately or looks at you as somebody that they even care about, right? First of all, you're able to maintain your structure. Okay. You're able to keep the structure that you had in the first place as an established business owner. Whenever you have posture, that should be your posture. Being an established business owner, being able to say, hey, this is my business or this is my product and I'm proud to carry it, right? You're able to maintain that whenever you're using good posture. Okay. You also prove your confidence in your product. So if you come to me and you're begging me, basically, if you're desperately convincing me to purchase a product or constantly contacting me back over and over and over and over, the thing is, people are wondering what is wrong with this product, right? Why is this person turning this from me wanting to make a purchase into them trying to pawn something off on me? So you don't want to beg people, you don't want to try to convince people. Like I said, you want to say less to more people because there's more fish in the sea. Basically, you say less to more people. Ask simply about a problem. If they convey that problem with you, if they share that problem, then you have the opportunity to give your confidence of your product. You're able to come in and say, this is what I want and this is what I can give you, right? Then, as opposed to saying, will you buy this product from me, please? please buy this product, right? And not necessarily in that form, but there are ways that people desperately beg their clients. And the thing is, if you're saying more than a few words to your client, then you're begging them. Believe it or not, that's the way that the client feels. And we live in the world where clients only care about themselves. So we have to, give them exactly what they want. And number three, it showcases your establishment. So this plays in with all three of the points that I have here on why having posture. Basically, you showcase your establishment, like we said a second ago, as a business owner, as somebody who wants, or somebody who has an ambition, okay, to help someone, okay? That is what your client's looking for. Whenever you can genuinely help someone, that is whenever business comes into play, because it showcases your establishment, okay? That's when your posture happens. That's whenever they say, "Hey, this guy's he's good." Okay? Or this lady, she took care of me, or she's going to take care of me. I can feel it. I trust her, right? Because of posture, because of the way that you approach the situation, your status in relation to the client's position. So whether they feel like you're somebody that they can look up to, or whether you're somebody that they're looking down to, that all has to do with the showcasing of your establishment, which is why you need to have posture all the time. So let's talk about retargeting. This is my favorite slide, and I think all presentations of all webinars, of all videos, of everything, okay? Retargeting, or reissuing your product to the same interested prospect. This has to happen, people. It has to happen, okay? And I'm going to go over why here in a few seconds, but I want to talk about a quick story before I actually started using the internet. And I don't know what businesses did before this, but they must have hired millions of people, okay? Because I was trying to keep up with all of my leads and trying to retarget them all at the same time and keep up with everybody and have everybody, in the same place in one address book, right? Writing them in with a pencil or a pen, whatever, and trying to follow back up with them manually, and it never worked. Okay. But the reason that you have to follow back up with clients, first of all, you have this, like we said in the beginning, an attention span. So they lose attention, okay? Because nobody's walking around saying, yeah, I have to contact that guy back, right? They're not doing dishes talking about, oh, that guy, about MCA, I got to contact, unless you're an extremely, extremely good salesman, right? They're just not doing it. All right. They're not washing their dishes. They're not doing their laundry or going to the store or on their way to work, thinking how they can contact you back or what's a good time to contact you back on MCA. It's just not happening. Nobody cares. So why retarget people? Number one, they don't retain information the first time they hear it. That's humans. That's you too. That's everybody. Everybody has this problem, and it's called retaining information. So you hear something and, huh? Huh? What? What? That's what happens, okay? Whether you think so or not, it happens inside of your brain. It's probably happened throughout this webinar. You're probably going to go back and rewatch, and it's not because, anybody's dumb or because that your client isn't interested. It's because it's human nature. We just don't retain knowledge. For some reason, we don't like to listen, okay? So we don't retain knowledge the first time that we hear it. There's always something better or always something more or a higher priority, which we're going to talk about. The product is only a portion of the client's priority. So, like we said, there is no ambition for the client to make purchases from you. They do not care. They don't care about you. They don't care about your problem or your product. Okay. So you have to relate to them in order to get them to even listen. And you have to retarget them to be able to relate to them, because they don't retain that knowledge in the beginning, and the product is only a portion of their priority. So they don't really care at all. It's basically like having something that you're not very interested in and then sitting it right next to something that you're doing. Okay? You're currently actively interested and you're compelled to it, okay? So that's basically what you're doing to a client. I used to make phone calls for Precision Opinion, okay? We used to call people back almost 10 to 12 times on the same exact survey. That's what we did. We took surveys and we call people back over and over and over and over and over and literally until they said, put me on the do not call list. And just a quick hack for you guys, if you're ever getting ran down by telemarketers, do not say take me off of your list. There is no list. Say put me on the do not call list. Okay. And they will add your number to that do not call list. You won't get called back. Just a quick hack. But anyway, so we used to call them back 10 to 12 times a day. Okay. And basically, after about that sixth or seventh time, they would either be so angry with us that they were calling the police, that they were doing this, they were doing that, or they were ready to take that survey. And 9 times out of 10, they were ready to take that survey because we had genuine credibility. Okay. We followed the client up. We had posture. Okay. We had something that they didn't. Okay. So we kept that posture. We also had content control at the beginning. We let them know everything that they wanted to hear to an extent without giving them any information that they didn't need to know. And that's just business. Okay. As opposed to, following up with the client one time and saying, hey, this is how this works. This is how that works. If you like it, get back up with me. And then them never calling you back or messaging you back or whatever the case may be, because it's going to happen. Clients don't retain knowledge and your product is not on the top of their priority list. So you have to follow back up with them. Number 3 is the funds are not currently present. And this is one of the misconceptions that most people make because as a business owner, our business is at the top of our mind. Okay. And that's one of the major issues because we're trying to promote and it's our top priority. So we think that it should be everybody's top priority. And that's not the case. The thing is, the funds not being currently present is not an excuse. If somebody says, I don't have the money right now, that's not always an excuse. Not everybody's a bad person. Maybe they really don't have the money. Like if I don't have, or if I have $70 left in my bank account, yeah, I have the money to pay for my MCA membership, but then I've only got $30 left for what, a week or 2 weeks. So you just sometimes have to wait for that person's good paycheck whenever they don't have to take care of any other bills, and they will get back with you. You just have to remind them because they don't retain information. So saying that the funds aren't currently present does not mean, no, I'm not going to buy your product. It doesn't mean that they're being sarcastic or pushing you off. It just means that they don't have the money right now. So accept that, move on, retarget them in the future. And that is why we retarget them. Number 4 is people need time to make decisions. And that's a hard thing to wrap your mind around because whenever you put all of this work in and then it takes time to make that decision, that's when people are like, oh my gosh, this is never going to end. I'm never going to make this sale. So they have to have time. They have to watch you. They got to sit back. They have to like you. Okay. They have to trust you and you have to give them more value. So retargeting them with more value is what's going to, like we said, make or break the fact that they make the decision in your favor. Okay. So you have to follow back up with them. You have to let them know that you're not going anywhere and you just got to give them time to make a decision. It takes 6 to 7 follow-ups before somebody makes a purchase. And that's just a proven marketing fact. Okay. You don't believe me? Google it. Use your Google. Okay. It takes 6 to 7 follow-ups before somebody makes a purchase. That's a proven fact. And it's because a mind does not retain knowledge. Okay. So like we said in number 1, people don't retain information the first time they hear it, or the second time, or the third, or the fourth, or the fifth, or the 6th, and sometimes even the 7th. Sometimes it takes 8 to 9 to 10 follow-ups. This is general statistics, taking 6 to 7 follow-ups. Some people need 30 follow-ups, okay? But the thing is, they are valuable clients. Just because they don't have the money, just because they're not interested, just because they say no, doesn't mean that we can't retarget them in the future, which makes us more likely to make these purchases. So, this is the pain of marketing. Okay. Everything that we just talked about probably blew your mind. And if it didn't, then you're an established business owner and you're doing well. Okay. But the pain of marketing is having to do that every single time. That's a problem, right? It's an issue. Having to follow the same steps every time with every individual client. Now, that means we have to have the right content, basically. We have to have an incentive for them to give us their information. We have to have, multiple different, and we're going to talk about all of this in a second, but we have to have multiple different approaches for multiple different clients. Okay, we have to keep them interested. We have to keep our posture. We have to remember to follow up with these clients. Okay, we have to basically do this whole process over and over and over and over and over, duplicating it over and over again until each individual client buys. So we capture their information, we control the content that they see, we provide the correct credibility for the client, all while maintaining our posture. And then we have to accept the fact that it takes time to make a decision. Now, that's a hard one because we don't want to wait, right? We want them to make that purchase right now. So accepting that it takes time for the client to make a decision after all of that work's put in, that's one of the hardest things in marketing. That's one of the biggest pains in marketing. And then you have to remember to follow up with each individual lead, okay, which can get a little bit out of hand and leaves for slacking off, losing sales that just needed another impression, okay? So you never want to lose sales. You never want to get out of that, pitch where you're basically following up or showing the client that you have genuine content or staying consistent with the client. That's the key, is consistency, not convincing, consistency. Okay. And all of this can make you want to rip your hair out. Like this lady down here, right? Capturing all this information, controlling all this content, providing all the correct credibility. How do you know that you're taking these steps correctly? How do you know that you're doing this right? How do you know that the clients aren't just uninterested in you, right? Well, we have two choices as entrepreneurs, okay? We can either do all of this ourselves. We can be the machine and tirelessly work inside of our business, duplicating this same process over and over manually, okay, countless times. Or we can allow the machine to do the work for us by relieving ourselves and spending less time in our business, promoting our business, and more time on our business, actually doing the things that we like and looking for better ways to promote our business rather than having to do it ourselves. So, this is some $1 million information. Okay. So I'm about to give you some $1 million information that's going to help you with your business, your sales formula, and your sales structure 150%. So basically, we have the ability to convert this complicated formula into a simple process by the use of duplication. So what if I told you that everything that you just heard inside of this webinar can become irrelevant to your business as long as you use a simple formula, simple steps, okay? Let me explain this. As we spoke, it takes a method to convert sales that are easily neglected, okay? Capturing content, control, credibility, posture, and retargeting. How can we guarantee that this procedure is followed every single time without error? Okay, because we make mistakes. Humans make errors, and it's just nature, okay? It's simple. All right, let me tell you this. It's as simple as, using a few steps, honestly. And all we have to do, okay, is employ the internet's abilities as a tool for our business. So we can use the internet to our advantage by basically creating self service. So it looks like this, right? That's what our employees look like. Instead of going out and hiring people or going out and buying an address book and trying to do this all ourselves, we have smartphones. Okay. We have laptops, we have desktops. We are able to do this on our own with the use of the internet. Okay. And allow me to break it down for you because it may seem complicated. You may be saying, oh, well, I'm not tech savvy. Well, that's not the purpose. Okay. Let me show you. This process contains two simple tools. All right. And I'm going to show you this formula, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, there's no way that I can do that. But the thing is, you don't have to. It's self service. Each step in the process is complete self service. The most effort that you have to put in is creating an advertisement. And that's how you spend less time in your business. You create an advertisement and allow the internet to take care of the rest. So, how do we do this? Number one is having a funnel system. We basically have this funnel system to back up all of our content credibility. I'm sorry, all of our content control, credibility, posture. And basically, all we have to do is follow up with the client, basically. Or no, I'm sorry, it follows up with the client. All we have to do is post the advertisement with the link connected. Okay. And then we need an autoresponder, okay, which correlates with the funnel system to follow up with the client every single time. This also gains the client's information for an incentive to see further details on the product. So, all this consists, okay, of three simple steps to make this process automatic. And like I said, I'm going to unveil this right now, and you're going to be like, I cannot do that. Okay. But bear with me because I'm going to show you step by step exactly how it works and exactly how you can put your business on automation so that the whole sales formula is done for you. Okay. And you don't have to worry about using the same steps over and over with each individual client. So, we have advertisements, right? It starts with the advertisement, which the link is connected to, and it attracts leads to click the link. Okay. Once the link is clicked, they can then go to the landing page. The landing page is opened up for them, and this is where we capture their info. We create some sort of incentive for them to receive a message. Once they receive that message, there's going to be a call to action. It's going to say, hey, Jim, would you like to, check out our plan or check out our insurance, or is your family covered? Right? Some sort of call to action, which leads into the preamp. Preamp is what provides credibility, just like we talked about earlier. So you can start to see all of the formula of sales coming into the system and working efficiently as it goes through the different steps of self-service. Now, the thing is, after attracting leads, after the point of advertisements right here, you don't have to do anything else. The landing page is self-service. The client clicks on the landing page. It takes them into a message. The message happens automatically from the landing page. They click that call to action, takes them into the preamp, provides them credibility. They click the call to action from the preamp, which takes them into the sales page. The sales page pitches the offer to them all on its own. You don't even have to be there. You don't have to talk to your clients. You don't have to worry about if they're getting the right information because it's all on the same page. As long as they read through the page, they're going to get all of the content control that they need in order to make a purchase. And then, they get follow-up messages. Okay. So after they hit that sales page, which we don't expect them to make a purchase because remember, they don't retain information the first time. So we follow them back up over and over and over until finally we make a conversion. Now, let me demonstrate all of this to you in real step-by-step processes so that you can see kind of hands-on exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. So this is what, a funnel in action looks like. So basically, it's going to start with an advertisement. As you can see here, I've got an advertisement. This is for the affiliate side. It says specifically, want to know how I get paid just by posting ads on Facebook? Click this link to see more info. So people are like, yeah, okay, I want to get paid just by posting ads. So they're going to click that link. That link's going to take them to the landing page. Okay. Now this is this is one of my landing pages. This isn't my landing page for MCA, but your landing page would look something like this, and it would say, let me know, or hit me up in Messenger, right? Or send this to me. Okay. So then they would click that link and it would follow them up in Messenger. How are you doing? By following these steps, I'm going to show you step by step how to make your first dollar online. Are you ready? Click to reserve and grab my sheet below, blah, 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 right? So they can click reserve, and by clicking reserve, they're taken into this. So how we make so much money online. Your value awaits. Find out how you can turn motive into money. Now we get that email address. We preamp them. Okay. We get them ready. We get them registered. Okay. To see what we're about to show them. And then this is the sales page. This is everything that the client needs to know about the program or about roadside assistance or whatever you would like, okay? Whatever aspect you sell. So in this case, it's the affiliate program, and it shows them, build a solid stream of income, get paid $80 to $90 commissions, which are dropping to 35. But anyway, 100% free access to our advanced step-by-step training course, everything, right? So, and then they can click on this video and see exactly what works and how it works and the training of it and everything, right? So they're now more interested, okay? And they're not going to make a purchase right here because as soon as they see $39, they have not retained this information, so it's not valuable to them. But we can follow up with them with some value just by using our autoresponder, saying, hey, just following back up with you. This amazing opportunity is still only a click away. We take care of our members by offering the same benefits they make commissions from. All you need is a membership to start today. And then we give them the membership package. We show them what's in the membership, and we give them a call to action to get started now. So if they take action, they're going to click that link, and it's going to take them straight to our TVC marketing link and show them step by step exactly how to sign up. Okay. So right there's our cart. So let's recap real quick. We're going to take them from the advertisement to the landing page. From the landing page, this is self-service. They click what they need to know. This message is automatically sent to them. They click reserve the seat. Okay. They click submit. They click off of this page, and the autoresponder sends them a message, which they then click again to the TVC marketing link. Notice that I said they click the whole entire time. You don't have to you don't even have to be there. Okay. It's all taken care of for you. Everything happens for you. It's all automated. And it's done step by step so that the client can get that credibility. And then it's also you can follow up with them over and over and over to make sure that the client's getting the right information that they need. Okay. So setting this up in your own business and basically doing this for yourself. All you need to get started is the advertisements, which I'm going to give you completely free at the end of this webinar. Okay. You also need a free Facebook account, okay? And you need a funnel system to get started. That is everything that you need, okay? Nothing more, nothing less. And you configure by posting advertisements on your preferred platform. So it doesn't even have to be Facebook. Anywhere that you're posting right now that you're gaining traffic, all you have to do is connect the link. So it's going to look something like this. Okay, that's the link right there. You're going to paste that link inside of your advertisement and basically create a call to action. Click this link to see more info. So they're going to click that link, right? If they're interested. That's when you take them into the landing page. And from this point right here, this is the most effort that you have to put in. Typing up this advertisement, choosing your picture, and pasting that link is the most effort that you have to put in for probably a couple of days or maybe even a week. Okay. So it's so much more efficient to run your business on automation. So, you're probably thinking, where do I find the funnel? And the thing is, this is this is basic funnels, right? Most brands require you to build your own funnel first of all. So if you're like we were talking about, if you're not tech savvy, then really they kind of give you a basic demonstration, a basic tutorial, and then they leave you on your own. And honestly, which I don't agree with them, but honestly, this is some of the prices, okay, from the funnel systems. You have Entrepoint and you have ClickFunnels. So ClickFunnels here charges $97 a month. Right, you don't have to get started today for a 14-day free trial, but it's $97 a month. And then if you get, the quick build, then it's $297 a month. That's almost outrageous, right? And then you have Entrepoint right here, $79 a month, $297 a month, and then the team package of $597 a month. It's just insane, right? You can only get up to 1,000 contacts. You can only get up to 25,000 contacts, right? And it's just outrageous numbers, okay? So I have a solution for you, okay? This seems outrageous. It seems out of your price range, right? You can't get this funnel set up for your business. And at this point, you don't even want to look at them, right? Well, the thing is, we offer two different MCA funnel models right now. As of today, as of August 12th, we will only offer one, but we will offer different types. Okay. So we have the affiliate funnel or the affiliate model, which pitches the opportunity to your clients to show them that they can make $80 commissions or $35 commissions as of August 12th. And it also shows them step by step how to create commissions, how to start making money online. Basically, comes with the free training so that they can get everything that they need to know, okay, and make that purchase from you. Or we have the benefits side, which is actually my favorite. We got the benefits side where clients can read through all of the benefits, see what's going on with the whole business and the credibility and everything like that. This is a perfect sales page for the affiliates and the benefits at the same time. So this is kind of both ends, and then you have the affiliate, which is one end, which is the opportunity side, and you can get these right now, okay? Your price right now with the autoresponder included completely free is a $25 one-time payment. Seems crazy, seems outrageous. But I have literally exhausted my resources to bring you guys these funnel systems at this price. Okay? I have, and not only that, but our funnel systems have messenger autoresponders connected to them. So we literally send messages straight back to people's messenger, Facebook Messenger, so that they don't even have to worry about anything. Okay? There's no question on whether they're going to get followed back up with. There's no question on whether they're going to open my email, right? Or whether they're going to do this or do that, because we can see specifically which client opens what. Okay. With using Facebook, they actually have a face. We can put a face on this client. With using email, they're just an address. Okay. So we not only have that commodity, but Facebook has a 67% higher open rate than email. Could you believe that? Right? So more people are using Facebook every single day, active on Facebook, actively on their messenger, so that they can see everything that you're posting or everything that you're sending to them with this autoresponder right away. It's almost instant. It's almost immediate. Okay. Has a 67% higher open rate compared to email because honestly, email's dead, right? So we're using this autoresponder that allows you to follow straight back up into Facebook Messenger, which helps you more than anything. And you get the funnel page and everything broken down in the sales page for a $25 one-time payment. Now, this is a limited time offer, okay? What this is going to get you is the free setup for immediate use, okay? You're going to get set up as soon as tomorrow and be able to use your funnel system as soon as tomorrow. It's also going to give you 6 free advertisements to start generating leads, which I'm going to give you anyway. Okay. Right here at the end of this webinar, I'll give you the link and everything that there is to know. So it also gives you access to our inner circle training group to connect with other entrepreneurs actively in the same opportunity. It also gives you a free consultation with an agent to walk you through the process in person. So you're going to be able to be walked through the process to setting your funnel system up, to your advertisements and everything. And here's some free advertisements that I have to offer to you guys. There's a few more. I'm going to drop the link in the description below, and you guys will be able to go download your advertisements right away. Okay. And thank you guys for coming. You rock. Appreciate you sticking with me. And I thank you guys for actually staying with me as long as you have. If you guys are still here, okay, you are my entrepreneurs. You need to go get yourself a funnel system. Like I said, you've seen those prices, okay? I have literally exhausted my resources, like I said, to get you guys these funnel systems at this price. This isn't going to be long. It's not going to last forever. So click that link right next to me, okay? The link that says get instant access, okay? Click over there, grab that link, or I'm sorry, grab that funnel system and implement that in with your business today. Today, you can start making sales on complete automation. Actually, I'm sorry, tomorrow. You can have it set up as soon as tomorrow. Start making sales on complete automation. If you guys need help with anything, okay, I'm actually going to, right after this video, I'm going to drop an email section down at the bottom of this. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave them in that section and send them over to me. I will contact as many as I possibly can, okay? And we'll get you guys set up on complete automation. I appreciate everything. I appreciate all the support. Thank you guys for coming, and you have a great day.